Have you ever wondered why some people live well into their 90s, while others start slowing down much earlier, even when they seemed perfectly healthy in their 70s? It's a thought that crosses many people's minds, especially as the years start adding up. You might be doing all the right things, eating balanced meals, taking your medications on time, seeing your doctor when needed. And still, you notice your energy isn't the same. Maybe your body feels a little stiffer, or your mood isn't what it used to be. You tell yourself, it's just age. But what if that's only part of the story? This video isn't about fear. It's about awareness. It's about giving you the chance to make a few smart changes that can truly improve the way you live the rest of your life. We're going to look at 5 everyday mistakes that many older adults make without even realizing it. And more importantly, we'll talk about what you can do differently, starting today. Before we start, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Just drop your state or city in the comments below. And if you have any natural health tips of your own, feel free to share those too. Someone else might really benefit from hearing what's worked for you. Mistake 1. Thinking that movement doesn't matter anymore. One of the biggest mistakes many people make after 65 is believing that if they're not going to the gym or doing formal exercise, then they're not doing real physical activity. So, they give up on movement altogether. But here's what most folks don't realize: it's not the gym that keeps you going, it's the daily movement, the small actions you do without even thinking. I'm not talking about jogging or lifting weights. I'm talking about standing up while on the phone, walking to get the mail, reaching up to get something from a high shelf, or just stretching while you wait for the kettle to boil. These simple movements keep your muscles working, your balance sharp, and your body connected to motion. When you stop doing these small things regularly, your strength and flexibility start fading faster than you think, and you might not even notice until it becomes harder to get out of a chair or you suddenly feel winded going up the steps. And it's not just about your body. Movement also affects your brain. It helps with blood circulation, keeps your digestion active, and even lifts your mood. When you move, even just a little, your brain wakes up. But when you spend most of your day sitting, your brain starts dialing things down. It's as if your body and mind slowly start saying, well, I guess we're not needed anymore. There was a man named Walter, retired at 78, who said he wasn't sick, just slow. After a small fall, his doctor warned him that his body was losing strength faster than expected. So Walter made a promise to himself: he wouldn't sit for more than 30 minutes at a time. Every half hour, he'd get up, stretch, walk around, or do a few leg lifts by the sink. After 6 months, he said he felt younger, lighter on his feet, clearer in his head, and more energetic. All because of these small moments of movement. The idea isn't to exhaust yourself. It's to remind your body that you're still in charge. Because the moment you stop moving, your body starts preparing to shut down. And none of us want that. So keep moving, even if it's just around the house. It truly makes a difference. Mistake 2. Avoiding preventive health checkups. After a certain age, many people fall into a pattern of only going to the doctor when something feels wrong. Maybe you've done the same, skipped an annual checkup because you were feeling fine, or brushed off a small symptom as just part of aging. But here's the problem: a lot of serious health issues don't show obvious symptoms at the beginning. They grow quietly in the background until they're much harder to manage. High blood pressure, diabetes, certain cancers, these are just a few conditions that often develop without any pain or warning. And by the time something does feel off, the damage may already be done. That's why regular screenings and checkups are so important, even if you feel okay. They're not just for diagnosing problems. They're for catching things before they turn into problems. Think of it like this: you wouldn't drive your car for years without checking the oil or brakes, right? You get them looked at to make sure everything's working before there's a breakdown. Your body deserves that same attention. In fact, even one missed checkup can mean missing an early sign of something that could have been treated quickly and easily. Take Evelyn, for example. She was 72, sharp as ever, no major complaints, just a little more tired than usual. Her daughter encouraged her to go in for a checkup anyway. What they found was that Evelyn's blood sugar was dangerously high. She was on the edge of becoming diabetic and didn't even know it. But because it was caught early, she didn't need medications. She made a few changes to her meals, added a daily walk, and within months, her numbers were back to normal. The truth is, many people avoid the doctor out of fear of bad news, of feeling old, or of hearing something they don't want to deal with. But the sooner you know what's happening in your body, the more control you have over your future. That's the real power of preventive care. So, if it's been a while since your last checkup, don't put it off. Call your doctor. Get your screenings. Not because you're sick, but because you want to stay well. And sometimes, staying well means getting ahead of the things you can't feel yet. Mistake 3, letting yourself become too isolated. As people get older, one of the quietest dangers they face isn't a disease or a fall, it's loneliness. And the tricky part is, it often doesn't look like loneliness at first. It might just be staying home more often. Talking to fewer people. Turning down invitations. Or thinking, I don't want to bother anyone. Bit by bit, the social world around you gets smaller. And you don't even realize how much it's affecting you, until it already has. Human beings are made for connection. It doesn't matter how old you are, you still need to feel seen, heard, and valued. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness raises your risk of early death almost as much as smoking or obesity. And it's not just about emotions, your immune system gets weaker, your sleep gets worse, and your memory starts slipping faster. Being around others, even just a few meaningful people, keeps your brain engaged and your body healthier. Think about George, a 78-year-old man from Arizona. After his wife passed away, he slowly stopped going out. He barely spoke to anyone besides the mailman for 2 years. His health got worse. He started losing weight, forgot to shave, and even his arthritis flared up more often. But then, something small changed. A neighbor invited him to a weekly coffee meetup at the community center. He didn't feel like going, but he went. That one cup of coffee turned into a conversation. Then another. Over time, he built new friendships and started looking forward to his days again. He said he even slept better and felt less pain. This is what many people forget: social connection isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. It doesn't mean you need a crowd. Just having 1 or 2 people to talk to regularly can make a world of difference. Whether it's calling an old friend, chatting with your neighbor, or joining a small group at your church or library, these moments keep you connected not just to others, but to yourself. So if you found yourself pulling away or feeling more alone than usual, please know this: it's never too late to reach out. And it doesn't have to be big. A hello, a phone call, or even sitting near others in a public space can be the first step back into a more connected, meaningful life. Mistake 4: ignoring the signs of chronic inflammation. A lot of older adults live with daily discomfort, aching joints, swollen hands, stiff backs, and just chalk it up to aging. And while it's true that our bodies do change over time, those aches and pains might be telling you something more serious. They could be signs of chronic inflammation, and ignoring them can quietly lead to bigger problems down the road. See, inflammation isn't always bad. It's your body's natural way of healing. If you cut your finger or catch a cold, inflammation helps your body fight and recover. But when that process stays turned on for too long, weeks, months, even years, it starts doing damage instead of helping. It quietly wears down your organs, your brain, your joints, and even your heart. It increases your risk for heart disease, arthritis, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and more. And the hard part is, you won't always feel it happening. It might show up as low energy, brain fog, constant stiffness, swelling in your fingers or feet, or even feeling just a little off every day. And if you keep brushing it off, your body slowly starts breaking down faster than it needs to. That's what happened to Nancy, a 73-year-old woman who had been feeling rundown for years. She had sore joints, caught colds easily, and just felt old all the time. Finally, her doctor ran some tests and found high levels of inflammation in her blood. But instead of more pills, they took a different route. Nancy changed what she ate, cutting back on processed snacks and sugar, and adding more leafy greens, berries, turmeric, and salmon. She started walking every morning, just 20 minutes. After 3 months, she said her pain eased, her energy came back, and even her mood improved. The truth is, you have more control over inflammation than you think. What you eat, how much you move, how well you sleep, and how you handle stress all play a role. And every small change you make sends a powerful message to your body: I'm still taking care of us. So don't ignore those little signals your body gives you. If something feels wrong, whether it's stiffness, fatigue, or swelling, listen to it. Talk to your doctor. Adjust your habits. Because when you deal with inflammation early, you don't just feel better, you protect your future. Mistake 5: living without a clear sense of purpose. After retirement, after the kids are grown, after a spouse passes or routines slow down, it's very common for life to feel a bit empty. You wake up without much on your calendar. The house is quiet. There's no boss expecting anything from you, no deadlines, no urgency. At first, that peace can feel like a blessing. But over time, without something to look forward to, that peaceful quiet can start to feel like a heavy silence. And that's when something important begins to fade: your sense of purpose. Here's what most people don't realize: having purpose isn't just about feeling good. It's about staying alive and thriving. Research shows that older adults who live with a sense of purpose tend to live longer, have sharper minds, stronger immune systems, and better emotional health. It's not magic, it's biology. When your brain wakes up for a reason, your body follows. But when you feel like you're just drifting from one day to the next, your health starts to decline, slowly but steadily. Robert's story is a perfect example. After his wife passed away, he spent most of his days sleeping, watching TV, or doing nothing at all. He wasn't sick, but he said he felt like life had already ended, he was just waiting out the rest of it. Then one day, his daughter asked if he could help his grandson with a school project. Robert used to be a carpenter, so he showed the boy how to use a knife to shape wood. That one afternoon lit a spark. He started teaching more, first to his grandson, then to neighborhood kids, and eventually at a local church workshop. Within 6 months, Robert had a routine, new connections, and a reason to get out of bed. His blood pressure improved. His energy came back. And most of all, he felt like himself again. The truth is, your purpose doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to impress anyone. It just has to matter to you. Maybe it's your garden, your faith, your grandkids, your community, or a new skill you've always wanted to try. The point is to have something that pulls you forward. Something that says, this is why I'm still here. This is who I want to be. So if your days have started to blur together, ask yourself gently, what brings me meaning now? The answer might surprise you, and it might change everything. Mistake 6: letting sleep quality slip away. As we get older, many people start to believe that poor sleep is just a normal part of aging. You wake up more often during the night, feel less rested in the morning, or lie awake staring at the ceiling for hours. And because it becomes so common, you might start accepting it. But here's the truth: poor sleep isn't just frustrating, it's dangerous for your long-term health. Sleep is not just about rest. It's when your brain cleans itself, your body repairs cells, your heart gets a break, and your immune system resets. And when you don't get enough deep, restful sleep, everything starts to slip. You feel more tired during the day, your memory gets foggy, your mood becomes more fragile, and your body becomes more prone to illness, inflammation, and even serious conditions. Let me tell you about Helen, age 75. She was waking up 4 to 5 times every night. She felt exhausted all day, and it started to affect her memory and balance. But instead of accepting it, she made a few gentle changes. She stopped drinking coffee after 2 p.m., opened her curtains every morning to get sunlight, took short walks in the afternoon, and kept a calm, screen-free routine in the hour before bed. Within 2 weeks, she was sleeping through the night again, something she hadn't done in years. She said she felt clearer, stronger, and more herself. Sleep isn't just for the young, it's a vital part of healthy aging.